What's up, everybody? Justin here with my Ring of Honor 17th Anniversary Pay-Per-View review. Just ended, went 3 hours and 20 minutes. I thought it was going to be only a 3-hour show, but I'm not complaining. It was a little bit longer. Booking the world title match. My only complaint is booking the world title match fourth. It was booked fourth on the pay-per-view. That's kind of odd. That's weird booking, but whatever. I don't know why they did that, but whatever. I'm not complaining because it was a great damn pay-per-view. Really good pay-per-view. Ring of Honor 17th Anniversary pay-per-view. I'm going to say it. I believe it was the best Ring of Honor pay-per-view I have ever seen. The best one they have put on so far that I've seen. And I've only been watching them since, I believe, 2015. I believe I started watching Ring of Honor pay-per-views in 2015. This 17th anniversary. Happy birthday to Ring of Honor. It was the best Ring of Honor pay-per-view I've ever seen. Damn good. And I say that because of one or two matches really were damn good and I really enjoyed. So here we go. Up first at the 17th anniversary pay-per-view for Ring of Honor. Yes, they're 17 years old. And I did not first see Ring of Honor until like years after they started, probably 2006 or 2005 is when I started purchasing their tapes and DVDs. But I do own a lot of Ring of Honor DVDs, and I have seen a lot of their matches from 2002, 2003, when they first started, 2004. A lot of Samoa Joe, AJ Styles matches, CM Punk matches, stuff like that. So up first was Marty Scurll, the villain. He is, by the way, getting his Ring of Honor world title shot in Madison Square Garden at the G1 Supercard. Marty Scurll, the villain, taking on Kenny King, was up first. I wrote down a few notes. Marty Scurll and Kenny King, a lot of near falls, a lot of action on the outside. Towards the end, it was a lot of near falls. It was good stuff. You had Marty Scurll hitting a superplex. This kind of pissed me off, but Marty hit a superplex, and then right after it, Kenny King jumps right up. Doesn't sell at all. Jumps up, hits a move on Marty Scurll. That was stupid. That's what I kind of don't like sometimes about Ring of Honor, is they hit big moves on each other and then the other guy pops up. Come on. That's not believable. How in the hell are you going to pop up after a goddamn superplex off the top rope? That was stupid by Kenny King to pop up. No selling by him at all. But I guess that's the Ring of Honor style sometimes. Referee has his back turned. Marty Scurll, the villain, hits Kenny King with his umbrella. The ref's back turned for the 1, 2, 3. The villain, Marty Scurll, wins. Up next, we had the Ring of Honor TV title. Ring of Honor Television Championship on the line. The champion, Jeff Cobb, the human suplex machine, I call him. I know Taz had the name first. He did. Taz was really ahead of his time with all the suplexes he did. He's the first guy I ever saw do a T-bone suplex, stuff like that. But maybe Scott Steiner did the T-bone suplex, I think, before Taz. Anyways, the Steiners did a ton of suplexes, so maybe Taz got them all from the Steiners. I don't know. But Jeff Cobb, the guy reminds me of a young Taz, a young Samoa Joe. The guy's damn good. Jeff Cobb defending his TV title against Shane Taylor. It was power versus power. And it was a good match. I did not expect it to be that good. I don't know that much about Shane Taylor, but he's a good big man. So this was funny. I have some notes on the match. During the match, Jeff Cobb hit a big clothesline on Shane Taylor, and it was such a big, hard-hitting clothesline that Jeff Cobb flew out of the ring. He actually fell out of the ring because he lost his balance after the clothesline. That was pretty funny. The clothesline was so hard that Jeff Cobb fell out of the ring. Or went flying out of the ring, really. So, of course, Jeff Cobb wins. Jeff Cobb is still your Ring of Honor TV champion. Jeff Cobb retains. The guy's really good. I've seen him before many times in New Japan and Ring of Honor. I guess at the G1 Supercard in Madison Square Garden, I believe Jeff Cobb is defending the TV title now against Will Ospreay. That should be really good. Up next was the Women of Honor Championship. Ring of Honor's Women of Honor Championship on the line from Stardom. She is like one of the biggest stars in Stardom history. Has held every title in Stardom. Mayu Iwatani defending the Women of Honor Championship. Mayu defending against Kelly Klein. Kelly Klein lost the title to Mayu. So this is kind of a rematch. A good match for the Women of Honor title. Could have been longer. Probably should have been a little bit longer. During the match, this was just nasty to see. And I was scared for Mayu. Mayu got suplexed, like German, thrown back, German suplexed. Kelly Klein just like tossed her. And Mayu got suplexed on her head and neck. It was scary to watch. It was sick looking. It was damn sick. She was holding her neck at first, but then she acted like she was okay. And obviously, if she broke her neck, she wouldn't have continued in the match. I doubt it. I don't know if the ref asked her, "Are you okay?" I didn't really pay attention to what the ref did. But when I saw her land on her head and neck, I just screamed. I was like, oh my God. So anyways, Mayu retains the Women of Honor Championship with a small package out of nowhere. Kelly Klein was in control of the match. She had the match in the bag. She probably would have won the title. She was playing with Mayu, taunting her, slapping her in her face, pushing her head. And then Kelly Klein gets rolled up with a small package out of nowhere. Mayu Iwatani still the Women of Honor champion. She will go to Madison Square Garden to defend it against I don't know who. I would like to see Tenille Dashwood get a title shot at Madison Square Garden. So up next we had, what was next? Yeah, the Women of Honor Championship was third. Up next, fourth on the card. On the pay-per-view, this was surprising. Matt Taven comes to the ring, calls out Jay Lethal, says, "I want my world title shot right now." I guess I understand why they put it on fourth, because it went really pretty damn long. It was a Broadway, 1 hour Broadway. It was damn good. So good. I can't tell you, who's ever watching, I can't tell you and explain to you how good it was to watch, how fun it was to watch a 1 hour match. I haven't seen one of those in a long time, since Kenny Omega and Okada last year. That was over 1 hour. But anyways, I'm talking about in the United States. In the US, I haven't seen a 1 hour match in, gosh, I can't even remember since when. Probably going back to like a WWE Iron Man match, I believe, with John Cena, Randy Orton. I think it's at Breaking Point, one of the pay-per-views in 2013 or something, or 12. That's probably the last 1 hour match I saw, or I shouldn't say that. The last 1 hour match I saw was on SmackDown, a gauntlet that Kofi Kingston won. Also, Seth Rollins, I saw, over a 1 hour gauntlet. But it wasn't that long ago Kofi Kingston was in that gauntlet for close to an hour. But this was a singles match for a world title. And they win 1 hour. Time limit draw. It was so good. If you have Honor Club or watch the 17th anniversary, or you did not get the replay, try to watch it. Such a good 1 hour match for the ROH World title. Matt Taven was a challenger against Jay Lethal. It was so awesome. It was so good. I hope and wished it did not end. There was no overtime, no sudden death. So I have a lot of notes about this match because it had everything in it. They went balls to the wall. Matt Taven, Jay Lethal. My God, the endurance these guys have. Insane. I don't know how they did it. They did a lot in this match. They just beat the hell out of each other. At the end, they couldn't even stand anymore. I'm sure they're tired, but they got great endurance. So Jay Lethal, in the beginning and most of the match, he was selling his left shoulder. Holding it a lot. Holding it like this, selling it. Lethal ends up doing one dive to the outside. I'm going to just tell you a whole bunch of spots and big moments that happened in this 1 hour Ring of Honor World title match. Jay Lethal does one dive, one side of the ring. To the other side of the ring, does a second dive. To the other side of the ring, does a third dive. All three sides of the ring, he did a dive on Taven. Taven was selling his leg and his knee. He was limping and selling his knee. As I said, Lethal was selling his left shoulder. Jay Lethal's shoulder got worked over a lot of the match. The Kingdom interfered. Vinny and TK O'Ryan interfered. Vinny comes in the ring with a baseball bat. The referee is his back turned and hits Jay Lethal a couple times with the damn baseball bat. So a baseball bat attack on Jay Lethal during this 1 hour world title match. I almost said 1 hour Iron Man match. It wasn't an Iron Man match, but both of these guys are Iron Men, in my opinion. So Lethal gets attacked by the Kingdom with a baseball bat. Jonathan Gresham comes down to the ring. He gets set up on the barricade, straddling the barricade. He gets hit with a chair on his knee. Jonathan Gresham had a match. Later in the pay-per-view, he did not compete. His match was taken off the pay-per-view because he got his knee injured with a chair by the Kingdom. So Gresham is outside the ring selling his knee. So after that, back into the ring, Jay Lethal gets hit with a low blow by Matt Taven. I thought this was over. After the low blow, I thought Lethal's actually going to lose. I couldn't believe it, but I actually thought Lethal is going to lose the title. But he kicked out after the low blow, and there'd be so many kickouts. So many kickouts. I'm not complaining, but a lot of damn kickouts. You had to have that because it went 1 hour. So Matt Taven goes up, does a frog splash, tries another frog splash, but Lethal got his knees up on the second frog splash. And again, these guys went to war for 1 hour. Again, I encourage you to get the match somehow, some way, and watch it. Jay Lethal, Matt Taven from 17th Anniversary Pay-Per-View. Get it, watch it. It is damn good. So they went to war. It was like going on 40 minutes by now. Jay Lethal, or right before 40 minutes, Jay Lethal puts, it might have been 40-minute mark. Jay Lethal puts Matt Taven in a figure 4 in the middle of the ring. Taven can't get away. Lethal has a figure 4 on him for like 3 to 4 minutes. But eventually, Matt Taven gets to the ropes. Then we have a suplex. Jay Lethal's in the ring in a suplex. Matt Taven suplexes Lethal over the top rope through a table to the floor. That was insane. So then back in the ring, Jay Lethal, Matt Taven's like on his knees, gives Jay Lethal this. And Jay Lethal hits lethal injection. But Matt Taven kicked out of lethal injection. The announcers really sold it. They were like screaming. They were, I believe it's like Ian Rimo Tommy, or I can't pronounce the guy's last name, but Ian was like screaming, he kicked out of the lethal injection. I can't believe it. So then we had a diamond cutter. Diamond cutter put on Matt Taven outside the ring on the apron. Jay Lethal hit a diamond cutter to Taven on the apron. They both fall to the floor. And then we had Jay Lethal hit another cutter to Matt Taven on the floor. And then back in the ring, Jay Lethal takes a table out. Sets a table up, I believe outside the ring. Or wait. I believe a table got set up by Jay Lethal. Anyways, then Matt Taven gets a ladder out, sets up a ladder. And there's a table set up. The ladder was like, I believe, laying on half of the table and the ring apron. So after that, Matt Taven gets laid out, laying on the ladder. Jay Lethal goes up for the flying Macho Man elbow. He pointed to the sky, and Jay Lethal misses. Macho Man elbow through the ladder because Taven moved. The ladder didn't even break. It gave away a little bit, but it didn't break all the way. And Lethal was screaming. He was like holding his side. So after that, we had back in the ring, we had 5 running knees to Jay Lethal's face by Taven. 5 knees to his face. Lethal's like out of it. His eyes were shut. And then Matt Taven goes over Jay Lethal, spits in his face. And then we had a cutter. Matt Taven went up to the top rope, jumped off it. Jay Lethal caught him with a cutter off the top. And a cover, 1, 2, and a kick out by Matt Taven. Then just after that cutter and kick out off the top, Matt Taven jumped off the top, got hit with a cutter. After that, he kicked out. And then referee, the bell starts ringing. The bell rings. Referee goes to the announcer, says, time limit draw. The time is up. 60 minutes is up. The ring announcer announces it's a time limit draw. Jay Lethal still your Ring of Honor champion. The villain, Marty Scurll, comes in the ring and takes the title, the world title. He takes it, puts it on his shoulder, walks out. He's smiling. And Lethal and Taven cannot even stand to try to fight off the villain. So Marty Scurll is smiling, and he's happy because he's facing Jay Lethal in under a month in MSG for the ROH World title. So Lethal and Taven cannot even stand. The villain has stole the world title, and they could not even get up and do a damn thing about it. Up next, we had the commentator Ian announce some rapper that was gonna appear tonight, and I guess be at Madison Square Garden. I hope he doesn't perform because I don't care to hear it. I heard enough of him tonight. So he starts performing. I believe his name was Mega Rain or Ron. I don't really care. I'm not a fan of him. I don't know who he is either. Never heard of him. So he starts rapping because he wrote a song about the Madison Square Garden G1 supercar. Stupid, but he starts performing his rap song about MSG. And out comes Bully Ray on the stage. He looks disgusted and sick. Like he pissed off. Like, who the hell are these guys in my ring? So Bully Ray gets in the ring, just rips them apart and says, I hate rap. Bully gets in the ring, says, I hate rap. And then goes up to them and says, I bet you're into video games, aren't you, you nerds? Or starts ripping them. It was great. It was great what Bully Ray did. Then one of them, the rapper Mega Ron, I think that's his name, he says, yeah, I played the WWE games back in the day, and I always played as Devon. And Bully Ray didn't like that. He said, I was Devon. Bully Ray ends up pushing both of them down, and one of the guys that was with the rapper, he's like kicked him and pushed him out of the ring. Bully Ray yelled at him, get out of my ring. Get out of here. And they both left. Bully on the microphone rips the crowd. These two little kids, or these two, like 2 or 3 kids are, I guess, booing Bully Ray in the front row, and Bully stares at him, points at him, and says, you kids better go back to your damn seats before I come and slap you in the face. And Bully starts going outside the ring like he's really going to do it. The kids look pretty damn scared. The camera goes on them. The kids are like, I don't know, 8 or 9 or 10, 11 years old. They look pretty scared of Bully. I would be too if he looked at me. So the kids go back to their seats. That was pretty damn funny. Bully says to the kids, go sit down or I'll slap you or I'll smack you, he says. So then Bully tells the cameraman, look me in the face, and he says, I'm going to be at Madison Square Garden. I'm going to have an open challenge for anybody in the wrestling business, any promotion. I don't care where you work. And Bully says, you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking to you. And then Bully Ray says, at Madison Square Garden, he goes, I'm talking to you, punk. And then he dropped the mic. That was great. Now, does that mean CM Punk will appear to answer Bully Ray's open challenge? I doubt it. I don't believe Punk will ever step foot in a wrestling ring again to have a match. I wouldn't say he'll never appear again, because I think he will appear again in a ring for another company that is not WWE. Anyways, my point, will Punk show up at Madison Square Garden for the G1 Supercard? I doubt it. If he did, I'd be shocked and really surprised. Really shocked. That would shock me big time. But it's not going to happen, so don't get your hopes up. I'm sure Bully will rip him at Madison Square Garden and say, I know the Punk wasn't here and the Punk would not show up. And then someone else will probably show up. Probably Flip Gordon if he's not injured still. So up next, after the epic, greatest, I'm going to say it, the greatest Ring of Honor World title match I ever saw. It was, in my opinion. So after that, we have the Up next is Roosh against Bandito. Really good. Damn good action. Just great. We saw her Karana off the apron to the floor. Damn good action. Really good, really fast paced. And Roosh wins. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Roosh or Rush or Roosh wins. I predicted Bandito would win, but so what? I lost. I also predicted Jay Lethal would win, and he did win because he retained. He didn't win, but he retained, and I said he would have retained. I didn't predict a 1 hour time limit draw. So Roosh defeats Bandito after that. Don Castle was on commentary. And before Don Castle, there was Nick Aldis, NWA champion, was on commentary before he left. And then they brought on Don Castle. No Colt Cabana because I guess he's wrestling for New Japan right now. Or tomorrow or something. Or in the morning. I don't know. So Nick Aldis and then Don Castle. Don Castle gets in the ring to face off with Roosh. Cuts a promo on him. And basically said like he wanted to face him at Madison Square Garden. So up next we have they had to cut 2 matches because of time and storyline of what they did earlier. Jonathan Gresham got injured, taken out, and then they said backstage he was taken out again by Silas Young. Also, Life Blood against the Kingdom did not happen because they said the Kingdom left the arena. So 2 matches I predicted never happened. Big deal. I'm okay with that. That I didn't have to see them because I got way more than my money's worth for what else I saw. So the main event, the final match of the pay-per-view, they announced that the satellite companies were going to let them go overtime until the final match is over. For the Ring of Honor tag team titles, the Briscoes defending against Brody King and PCO. The winning team goes to Madison Square Garden, G1 Supercard, to take on the IWGP Tag Team Champions, whoever they may be. Briscoes, Brody King, PCO. My God, they beat the crap out of each other. It was bloody. It was violent. It was hardcore. It was awesome. I loved it. I got a few notes. It was announced it was a Las Vegas street fight. So right away, when the match starts, all 4 guys go to the outside, get 4 chairs, throw them in the ring. PCO puts Mark Briscoe through a table off the apron to the floor. I think it was Mark Briscoe. Might have been Jay. One of the Briscoes got busted open a lot and was bleeding profusely. Had a crimson mask the entire match. So we have back in the ring. One of the Briscoe, I believe Mark Briscoe, has a chair put standing up in between his nuts and balls. And Brody King gets a chair and swings it at the chair into his nuts. That was a pretty awesome spot. And then after that, as I said, Jay Briscoe, I think it's Jay Briscoe. I can't really tell them apart. Jay Briscoe is busted open, bleeding a lot. Then out comes Singapore Canes. We've already seen chairs and chairs and tables. Now we get Singapore Canes, and we already seen blood. PCO gets busted open also. He's bleeding during the match. So Brody King lifts up one of the Briscoes in the ring. There's a table in the corner set up. Brody King runs with him, running Death Valley Driver through the table. That was awesome. Then Jay Briscoe starts caning with the Singapore Cane, starts caning PCO and Brody King. Then Brody King and PCO back on the outside lift up the small metal ramp, lift it up and put 2 chairs under it. So it's lifted up in the air. The ramp was lifted up. So then after that, you had PCO get backdropped. I believe he ran off the ramp and gets backdropped onto the ring apron. Ow. That looked like it really effing hurt. And then he gets back up, PCO, and he gets backdropped on the ramp. And he bounces on the ramp because it was like lifted up in the air. So then you got I'm just trying to go to the right spot on my notes. 2 tables set up on the floor by one of the Briscoes. 2 tables set up next to each other. One of the Briscoes goes off the top rope and hits a blockbuster on Brody King through both tables to the floor. That was insane. So after that, you had PCO, as I said, he's busted open. And the Singapore Cane, PCO grabs both of them from the Briscoes and breaks them over his knee. That is damn tough and probably really hard to break them. So PCO throws the broken canes down. The Briscoes end up picking them up because they got like spikes sticking out from one of them. Briscoe starts stabbing Brody King in the head. I believe he got busted open. And one of them stabbed PCO in the neck. And he's down holding his neck. By the way, I wanted Brody King and PCO to win, but I didn't think they would. So after they got stabbed, you have another table set up on the floor, and Brody King picks up one of the Briscoes off the top rope, throws him over the table. He falls down and crashes on top of a whole bunch of chairs on the ring mat. That looked like it hurt. Anyways, back in the ring, you had Brody King pick up one of the Briscoes on the apron, tried to power drive him through a table, but it was kind of botched. It was a nasty looking power driver because they both fell through the table sideways. And the Briscoe could have got his neck injured because it didn't look like a safe pile driver. It was kind of botched. Anyways, they go through the table to the floor. PCO back in the ring. Moonsaults. PCO hits a moonsault on one of the Briscoes for the 1, 2, 3. Brody King and PCO, your new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. PCO will go. This is a crazy stat. PCO will go into Madison Square Garden and be a tag team champion again. And he was 25 years ago. PCO was a tag team champion in Madison Square Garden for WrestleMania 10 in 1994. 25 years ago. PCO competed as a tag champion in Madison Square Garden. And in 2019, he's doing it again. He's making history. That's crazy. 25 years ago, PCO as Quebecer Pierre was a tag team champion for the WWF. And now he's a tag team champion for Ring of Honor in 2019. I don't care if PCO is close to 50. That guy is tough as hell and can still go with anybody. So PCO, Brody King, your new Ring of Honor Tag Champions. I believe that is the only title that changed hands. 4 titles on the line, and the Ring of Honor Tag titles are the only titles that changed hands. Hope you enjoyed my Ring of Honor 17th Anniversary Pay-Per-View review. Again, it was the best Ring of Honor pay-per-view I've seen since I've been watching them since 2015. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Again, I encourage you to watch somehow, some way, watch Jay Lethal, Matt Taven. It was a 1 hour wrestling classic. And not just a wrestling classic, but it was a war. It was a war also. Bye for now, everybody.